Okay, record. So that those are what your fact table and your dimension table are talking about. If we then bring it to the current work at hand, and this is your data, your model view, the model view of the work we are currently doing. Okay, so we have the customers table, we have the shippers table, we have the products table, we have the categories table, the dates, we have it, the actual orders itself, where orders are recorded, we have those, we have the employees table. Okay, and we have the suppliers table and the region table down here, as well. And we're saying that, so we're asking the question, which of these tables would you identify as your dimension table, and which would be your fact table? That was the exercise we had to do on Friday. So if we can unmute and remind the class, anyone that's up to it, which of these would you identify as the dimension table, and which is the fact table in your own view? Let's unmute and talk. I can't really see who I've got in class. I expect people that were here on Friday to quickly talk about this one, because we spent a bit of time on it on Friday. You want me to go back to the slide? Because the answer has to come from you.
I will try.
Okay, please go for it.
If you can go back, I think the facts table there would be where we have like the products and the category.
The facts table, right?
Yeah, it'll be the products one, because it's defining what. And then the dimension table will be like I say, orders as well would be like facts table. And then dimensions would be employees, because it's defining who.
Okay, so let's take it one by one now. So employees is dimension because it's defining who.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying. I wasn't here on Friday.
You're right. You're on the right track. So we have a who there, employee. Is there any other who that you can see?
I'll say customers as well will be dimensions.
Yeah. So customer is dimension table as well. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other thing you can
see on the dimensions?
Yeah. If you were to put a what, which of these
would be orders? Yeah. What would be orders? I think.
Why do we think what would be orders?
Because we've got what the people ordered. I mean, like the products. So I know.
Okay.
It's confusing me.
I know it can be quite confusing. Let's go into the table view and actually check the actual information that we have. So we are fine with customers because that's defining who. We are also fine with employees. Please mute. If you are not talking, please mute. Sister Shade, please mute, ma. Okay, so we've agreed that customers and employees are the who. So those are definitely dimensions. But there's a confusion for products. Let's see. Now your products table, let's look at the information that you have there, because that always helps as well. Okay, now we have product ID. That's giving us information about the kind of products that we sell in this business. We have product name. We're still talking information. The suppliers that supply us with these products, the categories of this product, the quantities that we have in each box or bag, however this is presented, the unit price that they are sold for, how much we have in stock currently, units on order, whatever that means, reorder level, and whether it's discontinued or whether it's not discontinued. So far on this table, all I can see is just information around the product. Okay. Nothing on this table so far has told me that orders have been made. And our business is about orders being made. Unless an order has been made, then there's no sales. And what we are measuring in this business is sales. Okay, so is that hitting home a little?
Yes, thank you very much.
Right. So product table then is also a dimension because your product is the what. What are we selling? Okay. Until you get to the table where the business, the actual business that fetched you the money or whatever it is, because some businesses are not about money in that sense. They're not directly money. But the table that records where money has been made or the business event has happened and where money is not involved would be something like a hospital, NHS. You know, it's that you go for an appointment. So every appointment for maybe a year where it's recorded, this person came for an appointment, that's a who. It was attended to by Dr. somebody, that's also a who. Okay. Appointment was from this time to that time. That's a when. Okay. And in that sort of table, you'll be counting the number of appointments that were made. But in this type of data that we are working with, which is sales data, then you look at your table and we can see that an order has been generated by this customer who was attended to by this employee on this date. You know, we have other dates here as well. And the shipping was done by this shipper. This was how much was paid for the freight. Okay, the name of the ship that shipped it, where it's being shipped from, the country where this shipping got done. Then we can also see the product that was bought, the unit price of the products. Now we are talking money now, quantity that was bought, you see. And now on this table, we went on to calculate the sales before the discount because there was discounts that was given for some, okay? And the discount amount, and then the total sales that was later, the total sales amount that was made by each of the customers or for each of the orders, okay? Now, this is very glaring here that this would be your fact table because we want to measure total sales, okay? And this is the table that's housing it. And you are right, product table, the way it's been presented can actually confuse us because you see, we can see, if you go on products table, we can see quantity, unit price, you know, but nothing on this table is saying that any order was made. It's just telling us that we have this product in store. This is the person that, this is the supplier that supplies it to us. It falls under this category. This is the much that we have in each unit of this product. This is the price that we have for it. This is how much units that we have in stock. Okay. This is the units that we have on order. Maybe some order has been made. Maybe that's what this is about. Okay, this is the level it gets to that we reorder again, reorder level. If we still, you know, sell this product or not, this is what discontinued is about, true or false. False, oh, it's not discontinued. True, it's been discontinued. We don't sell it anymore, but we still keep that information for it. Okay, so on this table, there isn't anything to say a business has happened. It's just a table that's presenting itself as a place to look up information about our products. And that's a key word there, because dimension tables are also called lookup tables. Okay, if I want information about the categories of products that we have, I come to the categories table and I look up the information. Category 1 is for beverages, and these are the description for the products that fall into that category. Category 2 is for condiments, and these are the sort of products that you find within that category. Category 3 is confections. Okay, so this table, I'm looking up information on it. Lookup or dimension table, you can use those two names interchangeably. It's the same thing. The same goes for customer. On the customers table, the customers table is giving me information on our customers. So this is where, if I just need to look up information about a certain customer, that I have maybe the name of that customer or the ID. Okay, this is the lookup table for the customers. I can easily come and say, okay, I'm trying to see which country is customer with customer ID ALFKI. Which country is this customer from? I come here, I get it. It's from the customer is in Germany, you know, or the one with ANATR, the customer is from Mexico. Okay, so that makes this table a lookup table, because all it's giving me is just information about the customers that we have so far. Is the database for our customers. Each time a customer registers, this is where we generate the ID. This is where we house their information. Now, until they then do a business with us, they don't get onto the orders table. Until they make an order, until they buy something, sell something, whatever it is they do. Until then, they don't get to be on the fact table. But, I mean, because they are registered, they get to be on the customers table. And the same goes for dates. Dates is also for looking up dates. It's a dimension table. You can also call it a lookup table. The same goes for employees. Employees, these are all our employees. If we employ another employee tomorrow, they become number 10 on this list. We have their last name, we have their first name, and every other information that we take, birth date, the date we hire them, the city they are from, and so on and so forth. You know, we have them we have them recorded on here, such that if we want to come back and look them up, we go into the employees table to look them up. Again, it is a dimension of our, or a dimension table. Lookup and dimension table, use them interchangeably. Now, until this employee starts to attend to customers, they don't get onto the orders table. Okay? They do not get here until they have started to do the work. The same goes for products. I need information about products. This is where I just want to check, okay, do we still sell products with product ID number 8? Is it discontinued, or is it still within what we sell, within the group of products that we sell? Is it discontinued? False. It's not discontinued. Please don't use your whiteboard. It's messing my board up. If you can clean that up, please. So you see, I can easily check on here and see that it's got a false for discontinued, which means it's still a product that we sell, okay? Or maybe I just want to check up which of the products here are actually discontinued that we don't use anymore. Maybe one of the managers just wants to know, okay, these are the products that are discontinued in our sales, whatever we want to call it. We don't sell pasties or pasties anymore. We don't sell Singaporean Okay, and Temi, could you come off your whiteboard, please? Is Temi in our class or somewhere else? Because they are
I'm
messing
sorry, I didn't even know it was me.
It's
I'll
you.
see it.
Please,
Sorry
thank
about
you.
that. I'm
No problem
actually
at all.
outside walking, so
Oh,
I
I
didn't know.
see. I see. Okay. So you see, I can get information on products that are discontinued, products that aren't discontinued. Okay, so I'm just looking up information on here. As to which products have been bought recently, I can't get that here because this table is not telling me anything business. It's just giving me information around products. But, and the same goes for the rest. But then others tells me more about business. Okay, others is giving me, others table is giving me the other ID that was generated, who bought what, at what time, you know, and this is the much money that we made. Okay, so does that explain to us the idea of fact table and lookup table well enough? Do we get it? Because it's important to this part of the course. Is there anyone who's still in doubt as to what dimension tables are or what fact tables are? Fact tables are also called transactional tables, by the way. You can take note of that. Dimension tables are called lookup because they are for lookup purposes. Fact tables are also called transactional tables because that's where the transaction happened. I think that helps as well. Maybe we should stick to lookup tables and transactional tables. Maybe the name would also, those names would make it have better meanings, you know, to us. Okay. Okay, from what we've said so far now, let's go back to the exercise of identifying which of these tables are dimension or lookup and which are fact or transactional table. Let's answer that with confidence now. I need someone to unmute and explain what I just said so that I'm sure that we actually get it or not.
Product tables are fact tables because we have some transaction inside. Unit price.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if we have transaction. Okay. Now I'm back to, Temi, please help clean this board up. We still have the
Okay, well, as soon as I sit down now, I will do it.
Thank you. Okay, so now we are in product table. Okay. And we say that fact table tells us that in this case, orders have been bought. Okay. Now, is there anything telling us on this product that there has been order that has been bought? Is there any orders being placed here at all? If we look at the different columns we have here. Yes, no? What do we think?
What about unit price, unit order, and quantity sold?
Okay, so this is not quantity sold. Let's look at it. So we have the product ID, product name, the supplier that supplied it, category ID. Now, quantity is telling us how many is in a box. For example, this one is saying 10 boxes in 20 bags. So this is giving us how much is in each of the bags that we sell. Unit price is telling us how much we sell each unit for. Units in stock is telling us how much we have currently in stock. Units on order is telling us if we have placed a new order. Like number 2, 40 is on order right now that we are expecting. Number 1, 0, we are not expecting any.
Can I
on
correct
order.
myself now?
All right.
It's not a fat table, it's just for analysis.
It's just for lookup.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it's further information for our analysis. That's correct. Okay. So if it's not a fact table, that makes it a, what's the other name for the other table now?
Dimension.
Dimension, yes.
Lookup.
Lookup, exactly. Because dimension and lookup are the same thing. So we get that products. You see, that's why we have to study the data well, because this is actually confusing. Well, immediately you see unit price. We have more writing, Temi. Immediately you see unit price, units in stock, unless you actually interpret the whole table by looking at each column well and marrying them together,
I think I need help. In the process of cleaning this thing and making it worse.
So if you click on each and just delete, or click on your eraser, there should be an eraser.
I clicked on eraser and tried to use it. Apparently, I didn't even know when it was happening. I was in the bus and he was just writing on his own as I was moving.
So click on the eraser now.
Okay.
I
saw the pen the other time.
That should clean it.
Okay, I'll keep trying. All right.
So remember that one of the things we say about our job as data analyst, if we go back to this slide, is that we have to understand the data. Principles of data analysis, I think. Data understanding, ability to understand your business processes, but actually understanding the data that you have been given is very, very important, because until you understand what you are working with, you would interpret it. Chances are that you would interpret it wrongly. I'm looking for, yes, this one. You see, if we say principles of data analysis, number 1, data understanding, 50%. So immediately you get the data set that you are working with, you will spend a whole lot of time going through each table and making sense of them. That's when we can avoid the wrong interpretation. And how do we understand a table, for example? You would look at each of the columns one by one and try to make what you see there into a sentence. That way, we reduce the chances of making a mistake. For example, product ID, product name, supplier ID.
Can I share my?
Just a second. Let me finish this part.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Product ID, product name, supplier ID, category ID. Let's look for a way to marry all of these as much as possible together and make a sense, a sentence, not a sense, and make a sentence from what this table is about. What can we see on this table? I can say that this table is giving me information of the product ID, their name, who supplied them, the category they fall under, how much is in each unit, how much we sell each unit for, how much or how many is in each of the units, if we have reordered any at the moment, the level of reorder that we have made, if there is any, and if we still sell them. Okay, So if you interpret it like that, you know, I didn't make a good sentence with what I just said now, but at least I can see that by looking at it, you know, zooming in more on it like that, I can easily see that, okay, yes, I see unit price, but this unit price is not telling me that anything has been bought. And for me to call it a fact table, orders have to be made. So, but if I pick this unit price in vacuum, so to say, on its own as a lone ranger, then I would confuse myself. But I've got to marry every of the columns that we have here together and then make sense of it. If possible, vocalize it so that you can hear, okay? Because if we go on to this table, okay, and because there's just 3 columns here, I can easily see that, okay, if I'm practicing my understanding data, I can see that this is a table about products categories, their ID, name, and description. Okay. Easy does it like that. Then I go into customers table. We've got a few more. And I see customer ID. This is the company name, our contact person in that company, their title, the city that the company is in, the region, and the country. I can easily see that, okay, this is a table of customers, and it's giving me the ID, the company they represent, the contact name of the person that we contact when we do business, their title, the city where the company is at, the region, and the country. Okay, straight on when I verbalize it like that, it tells me, okay, this is telling me information, more information about the customer. Okay, then I go into the dates and I can see, okay, this is a table on dates. I've got the dates for each day, the year, the quarter, and so on. Okay, and then the employees. Okay, this table shows me employee ID, their first and last name, their role, their title, their birth date, the hire date, you see. So by the time I look at all of it, I can see that, okay, this is just a table that's just giving me information about our employees. No transaction has happened here, okay? But by the time I get to orders, I can see, immediately I see order ID, I know that, okay, order has been generated. But that's my first key note to tell me that a business it seems like a business has happened here. So order ID is giving me the first clue. Okay. And if transaction table is about transaction has happened, fact table, which is the same as transaction table, is about transaction has happened. Immediately I see order ID, I say, okay, let me keep looking. Okay, this order was generated. There's the customer that generated it, the employee that attended to them. That's not proving much yet, but I'm having an idea. There was a date that order have been made. It's required for this date. It's been shipped on this date. This is the shipper. They actually, now, this nails it for me straight on. For somebody to pay a shipping delivery money, which is this freight here, you know, which means definitely they bought something. And then there's the name of the ship name, the city was shipped from, the ship country. Okay, I keep looking, there's more. And then I see the products, because up to here, I don't even know what they are paying for. I just know that they paid for delivery. But I can see a product was bought. This is the price for 1 unit of the product. This person bought 20 on this row. You see, immediately I see that just up to this point, definitely business happened. This makes this my transaction table because transaction has happened. Does that bring it home for us? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes, okay, thank you, ma. Because, and I think before we proceed too much, we are going to need to practice one, understanding data understanding. We need to practice it more. Then we need to practice in our understanding data, we need to practice more, which would be our dimension table, which would be our, let me start using transaction table actually instead of fact table, which would be the transaction table, which would be the lookup table, until we get to a point where we are very confident with any type of data that we have in front of us, and we can easily label that, okay, this is the part of this data that is transaction. This is the part that's going to be my dimension or lookup. Then being able to marry them into a good data model becomes easy. But the foundational knowledge would be that understanding the data, identifying where each of the tables belong, and then we will be able to proceed, from there. I think when that is properly done, we can then proceed to talk about the different types of relationship, the different types of schema that we can make in our modeling the data. We can then talk about that, but we have to build muscle in, and I believe we've moved a bit more from where we were last week to a better place today. I believe we've made more progress in our understanding, but we are going to repeat these again tomorrow and build on it, wherever we get to tomorrow. I'm hoping I will remember to get a different data, that we can look at. Maybe not sales data anymore. And maybe we need to practice 2 or 3 more sales data, and then, but that looks different from this. And then look for other data sets. If you can, if you can get us data sets that we can use to practice these first 2 steps, understanding our data and identifying the different parts to our data models, that would be helpful. It would be a welcome development. Do we have any question around tonight's class at all? Anything that's not clear? Anything that's clear? What do we think about tonight's class so that we know what to bring on tomorrow? On Friday, we spoke also about the different keys, primary keys and foreign keys. I think we'll touch more on that as well tomorrow. I didn't talk about those keys today at all. So tomorrow we should be doing a repetition on it. But I need us to speak. Let's have some comments. What's your understanding from today's class? What do you understand? Let me check our progress. See that we are together.
You explained
Go on, ma.
this very well. Well analyzed.
So you understand the concept of transaction table and dimension table better now.
Because we interchanged the names, it's brought more light to it.
It's true. I agree. I agree. Transaction table, transaction happened there. Or it's also called the facts table because the facts of the business are recorded there. But I think I will stick to transaction table. And then lookup is for looking up information. So any table that's just giving us information, not telling us that business happened or transaction happened, that's our lookup table. So we'll stick to those. You see where they say language matters.
Lookup table is just like a nosy table.
Exactly. I like that. Yeah, so I want to go and find out information about who they didn't send me to find. Okay, let me check this lookup table. That's correct. Oh, all right. Any other comments? What do you understand now that you didn't understand before? Or what is it that's still a bit blurry for us tonight? Let me hear you, please. I'll mention names though. Mr. Abimbola, let's hear from you. Let's hear from you, sir. Are you able to unmute? If you are talking, you are still muted, or Mr. Bello. Mr. Abimbola Bello. How about Mr. Musa? Are you able to unmute, sir?
Yes, okay.
Right.
Okay, so for me, I quite understand, and you've just added more light. So what I understand better now is that the transaction table, it's more numerical. It records events and transactions, while the lookup table, as the name connotes, is just to look up information and for analysis.
Thank you.
Also, I think what I also noticed is that the transaction table, sorry, the dimension table are all built around the transaction tables.
Yes. You know, like what you see here is what you mean, isn't it? Is it built around like this?
Now, if you go back to the model view.
Yeah, this one.
It's not showing. You still have.
Is it this model view or another view?
Well, what I'm still saying is the table view and not.
You are still seeing table view. Ah,
yes.
This is table. I've not stopped sharing. No, I've not stopped sharing. Okay. What can you see now?
Still the table view. I don't know if others are. That's what others are seeing.
Ah, that's interesting. People, what can you see? Oh, because I'm changing this and I'm currently on report view. And then this is the table view.
Nothing is changing on here. It's just.
Oh, let me stop sharing and start again. That's interesting. Okay, what do you see now?
Right, still loading. Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is the model view. Yeah, so I can see this. So if you look at the others table, you see the connecting lines.
Yeah.
All joining to the others table.
Yes. That's correct.
And
They are
that's where the
all
relationship
forming.
is from.
Yes, they are all forming a relationship with the others table. Okay, so all of them, because we want to look at the measurement that we have here, which is the total sales at the moment. We want to look at total sales by customers, total sales by maybe shippers, total sales by products, you see, total sales by product categories, by maybe by dates, maybe by month or year. Which year did we make more sales? And, you know, we want to look at total sales by employee as well. How did our employees fare in how we have performed in these years? Okay, that's the concept. That's what this concept is about. So yes, thank you very much for that explanation, Mr. Amusa. Let's have one more person explain this to us. What's your understanding of today? Who hasn't spoken yet today? Yinka. I've got two Yinkas in the Yinka male and Yinka female now. Okay. Oh, let me get my So, Yinka, let's look at the female. Ladies first. Yinka, female. What can you tell us about your knowledge of today's class?
Yinka female is distracted today.
What's distracting you?
I was the one that went out.
We don't want distraction, no. We want our present.
No, I had to go
Yinka.
out. My son suddenly wanted a tie, so I had to go out again.
Oh, I see. Mommy duty called. Okay, that's fine. No problem. We can't say anything about that one. It's a must duty. Okay. How about Yinka Mel? Olayinka, are you able to unmute?